June 2020, Fannie Mae announces its workout options for folks coming out of forbearance and starting to make their mortgage payments on time and get their loan back in good standing. Now, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are both overseen by the Federal Housing Finance Agency, or FHFA. So while there are subtle nuances between Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac underwriting guidelines, a lot of the things are very, very similar. So Fannie Mae just released its workout options for people coming out of forbearance. So these are your workout options to get back into good standing with your mortgage and start making your mortgage payments on time and moving forward and get this whole coronavirus crisis thing behind us. So today I'm going to tell you what the Fannie Mae guidelines are. I've seen the Freddie Mac guidelines, or I saw the Freddie Mac guidelines about a month ago, and they were very, very similar to this. So I'm assuming that now that Fannie Mae has released their formal workout options, that Freddie Mac is very closely behind. So right now, Fannie Mae announced 4 workout options when you get done with your when you're out of forbearance. So this is very, very important. If your loan is backed by Fannie Mae, your servicer should have a script that they are following to offer you these options in the order that I'm reading them in. Now, this is going to confuse some people because the CARES Act specifically says you do not have to make all of your skipped payments. You don't have to make all those payments back. You don't have to pay them all back in one lump sum. Now, that's confusing to a lot of people because that's really the first option they're going to offer you. They're going to ask you, do you have the ability to make all of your past due payments? And this is called reinstatement. So reinstatement is literally you catch all of your mortgage payments, your missed mortgage payments up, and you start making your normal, regular monthly mortgage payments moving forward. So that's the first one, reinstatement, paying everything at once if you can. Now, you are not required to make all of your payments back at once, and most people aren't going to be able to, so there are 3 other options. The second option is a repayment plan. Now, your servicer is most likely going to ask you, they're going to probably ask for documentation from you, they're going to ask for your income and your assets, and they're going to assess your ability to repay your past due payments. Don't be surprised if they're asking you to qualify for this. So the second option that they're going to offer you is called a repayment plan. And that's where you take the skipped payments and you break those payments up over the next several months, probably 3 to the next 12 months, probably not to exceed the next 12 months. So what that does is that temporarily increases what your previous mortgage payment was prior to going into forbearance. So you're going to take what you skipped, divide it by how many months you're paying it back, add it to your normal monthly payment, and then your payments are going to be elevated a little bit higher for that period of time until the loan is paid in full. Now, the third option is the one that most people are going to want to do, and that is called a COVID-19 payment deferral. Now, what payment deferral does is it takes the amount of principal and interest that you skipped on your mortgage and it moves it to the end of your mortgage. It sits on the end of your mortgage. It does not accrue interest. Whatever that balance is, it's going to sit there and it's due if you sell, refinance, or otherwise pay off the current existing loan. So that is by far the best option for most people, because what happens in that case is when you take those payments and you move them to the end of the loan, you just start making your normal monthly mortgage payment, and it's just like nothing ever happened. You deal with it again when you sell or refi. Now, the fourth option, the last option, is if you don't qualify for that, your servicer can look at a loan modification, and a loan modification would modify the terms of your loan. And there's a couple of options that they have there. They're going to look at maybe lowering the interest rate, and they're also going to look at potentially extending the term of the loan. They can extend the term of the loan up to 480 payments, so up to 40 years. Now, you might think, oh, I want a 40-year loan, but trust me, this is a hardship workout problem. It is a very, very expensive one. If you look at the extra interest you're going to pay on that loan for that extra 10 years, you are paying a lot of interest for this loan. So that is not your best option. So again, the 4 options that are available to you if your loan is serviced by Fannie Mae is reinstatement, pay it back, even though you don't have to. If you can, it's an option available to you. Repayment plan, where you split up your payments over a short period of time so your mortgage payment actually goes up for the next few months. COVID-19 payment deferral, which is where your mortgage payments stay exactly the same as they were before forbearance, and all the skip payments get moved to the end of the loan, and then finally the loan modification. Now, you can expect that if your loan is backed by Freddie Mac, that you're going to see very, very similar options. Now, I don't want you to be concerned if you're not offered a payment deferment right out of the gates. They're going to see if you have the money to pay it back. They're going to see if you have the ability to make higher payments for a period of time before they give you the ability to move those payments to the end of the mortgage. I would expect that. If they hit you with the deferment right out of the gates, then great. That's great news. That's probably your best option. So we're going to keep you updated on anything that happens. Folks are just now starting to come out of forbearance. We had almost 5 million people stop making their payments almost 90 days ago. So as these homeowners, as you start coming out of forbearance and you start thinking about making your payments, we expect more and more guidance like this to come out on a regular basis. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so that you can get notified of every new update that comes out.